Every dead end is a new way out. Dare to break through. Rain, rain, rain. Rain, rain, rain. Rain, rain, rain. Rain, rain, let go of what you cannot control, even if it feels strange. Hey, come on in, man. The Jedi are gathering. Where was I? Let go of what you cannot control, even if it feels strange. The world believes what you believe about yourself, so expand your range. Rain, rain, rain. Rain, rain, brush yourself up and get up again. We all have work to do. Love yourself until the love is true. True for you. Rain, rain, rain. Rain, rain, rain. Rain, rain, rain. Rain, rain, rain. I played it perfectly before. Yeah, that song is perfect because it's an edge for me just to get that one. And sometimes I can play it right, but to go from this chord to here, it's a tricky little thing. But hey, we've got to challenge ourselves. And I have a new song that I want to play a little bit of because it has 400 verses. And it's in the brainstorming phase. It's not done yet. It's in the brainstorming phase where I just put it all down. And for any of you who are kind of watching what I'm actually doing is I'm creating this program, this idea, exactly the way I write songs. Just get it out. Just start doing it. Get it out and adjust, tweak, and edit, fine tune as you go. So, every day's an opportunity to come in from the cold. Every day's an opportunity to be young before you're old. Young before you're old. Come in best you can. Every day is an opportunity to learn and understand. Do the best you can. Learn and understand. I wrote that, by the way, just like 15 minutes ago. That last verse. The most recent verse. It's not the last verse. Every day is an opportunity to release and then let go. Every day is an opportunity. Get yourself in flow. Get back in the flow. Release and then let go. Every day is an opportunity to love yourself the way you are. Every day is an opportunity to still shoot for the stars. Still shoot for the stars while you love yourself the way you are. So there's about 50 more verses, and we're in the process of figuring out which ones are the ones that are actually not cliche or are such good cliches that they're worth keeping in. So welcome everybody, welcome to Transformation Tuesday number 14, and I'm excited that you guys are here because it's the rain has cleared. It's a beautiful evening. I don't even need air conditioning here at the Secret World headquarters of the Transformation Nation. And the select elite few who have found their way through the maze of tests and challenges that I've set before you. You've passed. And you've arrived at the inner sanctum sanctorum, where you will be given your mission.
If you choose to accept it.
If you choose to accept. That is right. All right, so... Woo! So how are you doing? Checking in with you, Ed. How are you? How was your week?
Tiring.
Tiring?
So I'm sort of...
You're working the 2 jobs now, right?
Yes. So, and I'm not quite sure, but lately I'm just almost falling asleep at work, which is very annoying and sort of kind of dangerous when you've got a soldering iron in your hand.
Yeah, I was about to say, kind of dangerous when you're operating a laser beam thing. Yeah. Well, good. Well, okay. So we're going to work on that a little bit. And Susan, you've shared that you had some stuff come up, and I honored you for that. And please understand, I do that from compassion. That it's like, cool, you have stuff coming up. That's great, because then we can clear it. Then we know that you've moved some stuff, and it's only when our stuff comes up that we can actually heal it. So I'm very proud of you. You're doing great. You're doing really good. And Ursula, how are you doing? You've made some pretty good progress this week as well in some of your adventures, and that's pretty good. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what they even were.
And if you totally forgotten, then that's even better. One of the challenges I've had as a practitioner is that I would help people clear stuff, and it would be so cleared they would literally forget they had a problem.
That would be nice.
Yeah, and so like one of the things I have to do with my clients when I sit down with them at first is I go, okay, describe the problem to me, and how do you know you have this, right? And then I have it all written down, and then they go, no, I didn't have that problem. I'm like, well, but you said
6 months ago.
Well, it's not even 6 months ago. Sometimes it's 4 hours previous. You know, it happens that fast sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. And I took Kate's advice. Kate, I took your advice if you're still on. Ooh, Kathy's on too. Actually, Kathy went to Over-It as a church growing up, so cool. And looks like Meryl's on. Cool. And I'm having too much fun. Good. Cool. And Papa Lou's on, and he got figured out the chat. Whoa, we got a full house in cyberspace and a perfectly comfortable amount of people here in my small living room in the Secret World headquarters. So cool. So anyway, Kate had suggested that I put a mirror on that wall, kind of, because that's supposedly my money wall. And the next day, I closed a new client for an undisclosed amount, which was enough to live on for a while. So that's pretty exciting. Pretty darn exciting. It would have happened anyway, but I like the idea that we are continually self-hypnotizing ourselves to confirm that good things can happen, and we are preparing the space and preparing our minds for good things to happen too. So cool and groovy. Let me just double check the chat here, and cool. All right, so I'm gonna just check this little thing. So cool, I can view 4 people. Nice, awesome. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. So I'll try to kind of keep a little eye on the chat. I'm not good at the multitasking thing, but I'll do the best I can. And there's some other gizmos that hopefully I'll figure out in future weeks. Cool. All right, Kate just said, fantastic. Feng Shui works as the power of intention. I wanted you to hear that, Kate, because sometimes people make changes that people suggest, and then they don't tell the person that suggested they changed them that they actually did. And we literally, Kate left, and Ursula and I went and found a mirror and put it up there, and then I found a different one and put it up there. So, yeah, baby, I feel the money flowing in. So, all right. So today what I wanted to do is kind of our next step. Once we kind of have an idea of what it is we want, the next step is to notice where the resistance is and where the struggle is. And for me, when I was really wanting to expand what I did, and I started doing this Transformation Tuesday thing back in April, I think it was April 19th or something. For me, I wanted to do it, and then so much resistance came up that almost every Tuesday it was like, oh God, why did I say I would do this? You know? And then once I got there and worked on my stuff and worked on clearing my stuff and grounded myself and breathed and focused, changed my focus from, you know, what my expectations were or what I wanted to have happen to what was actually happening, to get into the present moment reality and to realize that it was something I had to do. And it's just like, I don't know, you have to climb up a mountain to get the view, you know? And once you're up, the view is great. It's like, oh wow, they're great, you know? But meanwhile, to get up there, sometimes you go, why did I come here? Why did I decide to do this today? But there's a point where you can't turn back because you've committed, right? And wouldn't it be helpful if we actually had some tools to make that often unpleasant part of the journey just as much fun as being on top of the mountain? And I touched on it a little bit back in the previous 90-day challenge, but today we're going to get into it a little bit, and that is the NLP belief change formula. So, does anybody have any limiting beliefs that they would like to change today?